We are so excited today to be joined by the Middle Kids who have a new album today, We're the Greatest, March 30th. Hannah Joy, Tim Fitz, Harry Day, Miles Elkington, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it a lot.
Heck yeah, we're so stoked to be with you.
You know, I was mentioning this before the interview got started, but man, this record is just spectacular. You have to, I mean, you all know that this is another step forward, right?
Hope so. I mean, we really like it, so I think that's the important thing for us.
Yeah, you came into the studio about 3 years ago, and we were talking about Lost Friends and the making of that record. And for that one, it's like you went into the studio, but the studio didn't feel right, so you just kind of scurried home and made a lot of the record there. This time around, it was off to L.A., which, had to be a very, very different experience.
Yeah, exactly. We thought we'd, take two, try it again. And this time we loved it. And it was like a very special experience for us, like getting out of the home studio,
Yeah, it's funny that Lost Friends record, I think one of the driving things for that record was just to put together a bunch of songs that you could have a lot of fun playing on the road that would go over well with crowds. But, you've already slain that dragon. And so this time around, it was sort of like you were free to really connect to maybe some more dynamics, some loud, some soft, and just open it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think we really enjoyed being able to kind of like, stretch a little wider in terms of, some of the songs and sounds we were using. And as you say, yeah, kind of being more explorative in what we were like, the vibe we were putting out. And so it's cool. Like, it'll be interesting playing this album because it will feel very different and kind of probably vulnerable in some ways. But I think it's an important thing to be kind of keep stretching in that way.
It's also more, it feels anyway, a little bit more experimental. I know that Tim used scissors for percussion on Summer Hill, recorded birds chirping in the rain outside your home in Sydney for the song Golden Star. But the one that really I think is going to move people is Run With You, where you actually used your unborn child for percussion.
Yes, even though it was very out of time. But we let it slide.
I was going to ask how many takes you made the child do.
No, our baby, he's a one-hit wonder. Just one take is all he needs.
So the song does end with that heartbeat from the sonogram. I think it was 20 weeks. And was that a toy piano that was layered over that?
Yeah, there was a.
Oh yeah.
It was Hannah playing a piano in the studio, but we recorded it with just an iPhone microphone. We actually did a bit of that stuff where we would just record something in the room with an iPhone, and then we would distort it and make it sound wobbly and weird, like it was
scrappy.
Yeah.
I have to say, I was thinking about that session a lot. You recorded 12 songs in 14 days. And again, Hannah, you were 20 weeks pregnant. My understanding, it was sort of like sing, play guitar, go lie down.
Yeah, there was heaps of napping. I think I was actually like 30 weeks pregnant when we were in the studio. But I remember we landed and basically went straight to the studio. So we never really got over our jet lag because we couldn't get any daylight to like help us get on schedule because we'd get in the studio in the morning and then we'd leave, it's nighttime. We just did that over and over again, and it was probably the trippiest days of our lives, but it was cool. Like, maybe it brought a weird energy out in a cool way.
Well, one of the things, I have no frame of reference for this, and I never will. I'm a man, but I just have to think that recording this album when you're pregnant, I mean, these are already emotional songs, right? I mean, it had to lend to the recording in a way.
I definitely think so, and especially in the writing process too. I think that was a big part of even like putting myself in a certain kind of headspace. But I think recording them was a wild experience. I could sing like 2 extra notes lower that I can't sing now, which is actually not great because there's one song I don't know how I'm going to sing unless I just keep being pregnant, which is not what I'm trying to do.
Well, you do have to have 2 more if you want a middle kid.
That's true. But yeah, no, it was a very special experience.
Well, it's an amazing album. It's Today We're the Greatest. It is new from the Middle Kids. And you're sitting there with instruments. We'd love to hear a couple songs if we could.
Let the instruments do the talking, John. Kidding. I'm kidding. That's a stupid joke. Okay. This is Stacking Chairs. Stacking the chairs. When the world turns on you, I will be there. And I will be there.
Nice.
I like it how after every song we play, we go, nice.
Nice.
Nice song.
Cool.
All right, this we'll play Are You For Me?
All right.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. What that means.
Middle Kids on the Bridge. Let's talk about those songs. Those are great. Both of them from the new album, Today We're the Greatest, out March 30th. We just heard Are You For Me, which is a song that we have played a lot on the bridge. That actually started in a way, at least partially inspired by a sign that you saw on the school wall.
Oh, yeah, university. I was like walking down the halls and there was this sign. There was like heaps of them. And they were like in big caps lock letters, like, be nice. And then underneath it says like, it's not that hard. And I just felt like that tone wasn't very nice. I was like, maybe it is hard. I think you're finding it hard already. But yeah, I don't know. I think like, it makes me just feel like there is like strong messaging going around on the internet. It's like pretty shouty, but it's like kind of meant to be positive, but underneath it feels kind of angsty and intense.
Yeah. You know, there's a line really early in that song, eat a piece of cake to start the day right. And and I've also seen a video online of the band making a peach pie, and I'm just starting to think that maybe you all are just really a band that loves dessert.
It's true. We're like, okay, I am obsessed with cake in such a big way, but also the pie thing is cool because like whenever we don't really eat sweet pies in Australia, it's like not really a thing. We eat savory pies, like meat pies. And so when we come to America, you would be like shocked to see how much pie we eat. Like we eat so much pie. Anytime we can get it, we get it. So yeah, we like sweeties and treats and stuff.
Well, you're having a listening party the night before the album release, and my understanding is you're serving cake there.
Cake for all. I mean, we're just really into it.
Sweet.
Very Marie Antoinette of us.
I just wish that I could be there. Also wanted to go back and talk just a tiny little bit about Stacking Chairs, a song that you led with. And that's one of my favorite songs on the record. I really like that one a lot. And I'm not sure that, this is a song about love. And you have in the past maybe struggled a little bit with love songs because you were worried about them sounding cheesy.
Yeah, well, I mean, just me personally, I didn't really know how to write them in a good way. So I just never really have. But I feel like with Stacking Chairs, I managed to, get something out that felt like, I don't know, cool and real and authentic to me. So yeah, it was fun to write that song, actually.
It's also kind of interesting that both you and Tim were inspired to write about each other's childhoods on this record. And in Stacking Chairs, it was all about Tim as a child in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, totally. Like, yeah, glimpses of images that I remember him, like, he's obviously told me a lot of stories about his childhood. And I guess it's like me trying to see him from that perspective. But yeah, it is like funny. Like, I've never even been there or anything. So I don't really know what I'm talking about, but
yeah, it's still evocative. But it's not just love songs. I think that one of the things, if I'm, what I've read about the project is correct, is it's so funny because I've always felt, Hannah, like you were so open and you're so warm. And then I read quotes from you saying that, one of your goals was to bring down boundaries in your songwriting. You're
like, please, no, I think we've seen enough. Yeah, that's funny.
Was that truly a goal?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know, maybe I think I am probably an intense person, but I think that sometimes I can I think there's like parts of myself I don't allow myself to access when I'm writing or certain emotions, but I think I allowed myself to simmer away in more of those things for this record.
And one of the other goals, or one of the things that maybe just came out in the writing, was maybe duality as a theme?
For sure. I think, and I see that even like in old Middle Kids stuff too, but I think it's like this constant like thing of, holding both the beauty and the pain and like the little and the big all at once and trying to live that kind of holistic life. I definitely see that as like a thread through the record.
I wanted to talk about a couple of other songs too, if you don't mind, because it's such a great record. We've been playing Questions a lot, and that's just a fabulous, fabulous song. And again, duality, honesty, and intimacy in that one may be part of the theme.
Yeah, for sure. I think definitely intimacy is something that is explored a lot. I think even musically explored a lot, too, of kind of creating more spaces that do feel more intimate musically, to kind of help, bring that emotion or whatever to the fore. So I think like what I like about Questions is it starts kind of almost like you're in a conversation, and it's like feels very intimate, almost like too intimate, and then it kind of really grows and builds, and then it's like very like raucous, and then it kind of collapses in a heap on the floor, which is kind of a cool arc for the song in that way.
I'm a sucker for hand claps and horns, and you all really did a good job on it this time. But it was also just amazing to see that the way you handled all that in the video too. And it's one thing to sit there with people who have really good rhythm and get those hand claps in the studio, but then trying to get the video to match up like that, I'm sure there was probably one guy like third table over that had my disease and couldn't keep in rhythm with that.
It's so true. You should have seen Harry. He did like a great tutorial for like an hour with everybody just breaking it down. It was really funny.
How to clap your hands. It could be a whole course. Is there any symbolism to the white horse?
Not that I'm aware.
I thought that the white horse represented the intimate space between you and the person you were talking to.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That was my interpretation. Like in the third verse when you're like stroking the white horse, it's like you're like trying to like
it should have been an elephant.
Yeah, it should have been an elephant.
So some of the other songs, again, Cellophane, one of the songs that was put out early, that one was at least inspired by a somewhat complicated relationship that you have with Cellophane that started in grade school.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't everyone have that as an enduring relationship? Yeah, I mean, I think like that was definitely, I just think that to me, like Cellophane was like such a cool image for my noisy brain. The crinkly, and Cellophane, like once you crinkle it, like you can't uncrinkle it. And if you want to engage with it at all, it's like we have to do it very delicately. So I don't know. It just came to me. That's silly.
The other song that I wanted to talk about is the title track, and it's the last song on the record. And I don't know if you see it this way yet, or if you ever will, but to me, it just sounds like that song that happens in a live setting at the end of the night when everybody sings along.
Yeah, I mean, I think we really love that it closes out the record because it does feel like it's quite triumphant and hopeful, and I think it feels like a cool way to kind of wrap it up, especially starting with somewhere like Bad Neighbors and then kind of finishing at that point. It's like a real fun song to sing for sure.
Can you talk about what that song's about?
I think like it's we were listening on Audible to Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now a lot last year or the year before, and I think like feeling like to live a great life is when we are like present and experiencing everything in the moment. And so it's like kind of what we were talking about before, and there's the bridge, life is gory and boring sometimes. It's like we have these lives, and in the day-to-day they're like full of really mundane, boring things, and then really intense things and beautiful things. And it's like when we can like experience that and live in that, that's when we are great. Even when we have these tiny little lives that feel like these little drops in the ocean, like to me that feels like a great call to life, is to be present and to experience that.
Really great. We'd love to have a couple more songs if we could. Middle Kids here on the bridge. New album, cool. Today We're the Greatest.
We'll play Cellophane. now.
Great.
Great.
You will play the song.
We'll play Cellophane
Nice.
now.
Never quite on time, running late, running wild, looking up star signs, eating apples on the train. I know you say it's alright as you keep it inside. Hey, when did you realize there's no guy with the first prize waiting at the end? Cellophane, you shake, you never change. Cellophane, you're strange up in your brain. Are you afraid to stop and find a reason why you can't get away from it? Moving up the coastline, making deals, selling houses, promise of the good life. Compliance teams, weak routines, nothing more sad than a man who cries in his car in the driveway, blue helium light, thinking again. Cellophane, you shake, you never change. Cellophane, you're strange up in your brain. Are you afraid to stop and find a reason why you can't get away from it? Cellophane, you shake, you never change. Cellophane, you're strange up in your brain. Are you afraid to stop and find a reason why you can't get away from it? You think you're a black umbrella holding off the rain. I think you're a silk white kite blowing off course again. You think you're a black umbrella holding off the rain. I think you're a silk white kite blowing off course again. Cellophane, you shake, you never change. Cellophane, you're strange up in your brain. Are you afraid to stop and find a reason why you can't get away from
Sweet. This down. All right, we're gonna close with questions.
Great.
Just me, isn't it?
How am I supposed to trust you when you are lying all the time? And how am I supposed to know you when you are drunk all the time? And I got questions and you got answers, and I'm not sure if they're fact or fiction. And I got questions and you got answers, and I'm not sure if they're even worth asking. You are a lance stuck in my side, how are we supposed to dance and kiss when we are sighing all the time? And I got questions and you got answers, and I'm not sure if they're fact or fiction. I got questions and you got answers, and I'm sure if they're even worth asking. Don't ask me, don't ask me, don't ask me, don't
Thank you.
Middle Kids today on the bridge, and that was Questions, a song we've been playing a lot on the bridge. Before that, Cellophane. All of the songs that you've heard today are from the forthcoming album Today, We're the Greatest, out March 30th. And again, congratulations on the new album. Also, congratulations on the new kid. You know, all parents think that their kid is like the cutest kid, but you kind of might have an argument. That is a really cute kid. And you know, I do want to say though that while that kid is really cute, you know, you've already got him like in the recording session, and you have him modeling merch online. It's like there are child labor laws. So. But it is an absolutely fabulous record. We want to thank you for your time today. I'm really glad there wasn't much lag time in this. As you're in Australia, I'm asking the questions on Wednesday night. You're answering them Thursday midday, and yet it all seems to flow. It all was so much fun. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you, John.
Hopefully we could come soon and see
Yes,
you again.
and when you come, you know, you might have to remind us, but next time you come to the States, come by the station, we will have pie.
Oh, yes. We will remind you. Don't you worry.
All right. Middle Kids today on the bridge.
Thanks, see ya.